everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my September favorites for 2018, and if you guys want to see what my favorite products were this month, then keep on watching. I made a lot of note of this in my workout splits and videos of the past where I kind of just felt, I guess out of sorts would be the best word to kind of put into perspective of how I was feeling. It was one of those things where I just really didn't feel like my best self, and I spent a majority of this year kind of stressing that whole best self vibes, and I'm definitely feeling like my best self, but I'm also feeling incredibly worn down, which I think is basically a snapshot of how the month of September went. Right now, the month of September is really just a waiting period from the high of us going to Europe and Berlin and Amsterdam to kind of falling back into spooky time and spooky season and getting ready for Gen Beauty and then Halloween and then Thanksgiving and then Iceland and then the holidays, and then there's so much going on. But the month of September was really just kind of a down point where I spent a lot of time refocusing, regaining goals, and just kind of centering and humbling myself is the best way to explain it. Something that I did get to do, which was really cool, was I got to see the Stanley Cup in person, and I will insert that photo right here. And it was an opportunity of a lifetime. Now I'm somebody who's a huge hockey fan, as I have mentioned a couple of times in this YouTube channel, that I'm a huge Rangers fan, so it was really cool to be able to see the most iconic trophy in sports in person. And I did not touch the cup. I couldn't bring myself to do it, but it was still a really cool memory nonetheless. So this definitely has gotten a lot of mention in blog posts, videos, so on and so forth, and that was definitely the newest toy that I picked up, which was my MacBook Pro with the TouchBar. It's a 13.3 inch. This guy has been my baby since I picked it up. I mentioned this in my travel haul video, and that it was one of those things that I knew I was needing a new laptop, but I didn't want to spend the money, and the guy at the Apple store really convinced me that this was going to be the best purchase for myself. I am so obsessed with this thing. It's so lightweight, it's so easy to travel with, it's such a perfect grab and go. It replaces my iPad, which I used to hate typing on, and this is definitely not only something that we'll be using towards travel stuff, but also just in everyday life. It's so much easier to run my website, my YouTube channel, and everything with this bad boy. I have been an Apple user for most of my life. Literally for the last 8 years I had an Apple MacBook Pro. That thing was the best, RIP, and it was just an awesome computer. And then when I said it was time to buy a new one, I didn't want to skimp myself, and I said, you know what, bite the bullet and make that investment. It was the best investment I've ever made. It's my baby. I love it so much, and if I could, I would make it a favorite every month, and I've only had it for a month. So my next favorite this month is kind of a weird one, but bear with me. So I have been telling anyone and everyone who will be listening to me about my newfound obsession with Quip toothbrushes. Now, this isn't a sponsored video. This is just me broadcasting my love for Quip, because hands down, this is the best toothbrush I've ever used in my life. Since discovering I am no longer a member of the No Cavity Club, I decided that this year is probably important to start focusing on my dental health. Side note, I hadn't been to the dentist in 5+ years since my last checkup before April this year, and the news I received was a little scary. I had never had a cavity before then. I had 4. I had 2 that we had to fill, 2 that we were watching. It was really scary. It was a reality check. When I was obsessing myself over podcasts, which you guys might remember in April's favorites this year, I kept hearing these advertisements for this toothbrush service. I kept hearing these advertisements for this toothbrush service called Quip. And I did some research, kind of looked into it, and it just seemed like your typical, electric toothbrush. And I'm very picky when it comes to electric toothbrushes, because I don't like the ones that pulsate and that just, they don't feel that they do a good enough job. The toothbrush I was using that was recommended by my dentist was terrible. This thing would get so dirty and gunky, and it just thinking of putting that in my mouth was disgusting. But this is the Quip toothbrush. I bought mine in the copper metal, and hands down, this is the best investment I've ever made in my entire life. I love how clean my mouth feels. It literally feels like every time I leave the dentist, just those pearly whites, everything is clean, no surface is left untouched. This is built in with a 30-second timer ×4, so you're working on the 4 quadrants of your mouth, and it stops brushing after 2 minutes. Because let's be real, we all don't brush for 2 minutes, because who got that kind of time? but my mouth has never felt cleaner. My mouth has never felt better. And I'm really excited to go back to my dentist this month to see if that has made a difference. I have been using my Quip toothbrush for about a month now, maybe just a little shy of a month, but I am literally obsessed with this thing. I've told Ryan about it. I've told my coworkers about it. I've told my parents about it. I've told anybody who wants to listen to me about it. I posted it on social media. I have posted it everywhere. I'm obsessed with this toothbrush. And I love the fact too that it comes with the monthly subscription, so that way every 3 months you're getting a new brush head as well as a new battery, so that way there is no excuse of not changing your brushes. It's only $5 a month for the plan that I signed up for, which is send you the replacement head, but it's just the convenience of it. That way I never have to worry about buying a new toothbrush or losing, you know, time or energy. It's all delivered right to my door, and I have nothing but great things to say about Quip. Not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, Quip, I'm definitely on board. The next item in my favorites this month was something that was not a surprise to me because I kind of had a feeling I was going to like it, but I received it in my Ipsy glam bag this month, and it was the Hempz Triple Moisture All Day Moisture Herbal Whip Body Cream. I'm reading everything on the bottle at this point, which was one of the maybe best smelling body creams I've used. Now certainly it will not replace my obsession with the Bum Bum cream. However, it is a great substitution. I know you can pick this up at like Ulta, Walmart, Target, so it is a cheaper alternative than like say a Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum cream. I had been using Delectable's body care lineup and I like it, but I just don't love how the smell of it is. I've been using the coconut cream, and as you guys may recall in my, I think it was an Ipsy glam bag this year, I really liked it, but I almost feel as if it's just almost too overbearing sometimes. I love this because it's so lightweight, it absorbs super quickly, and the smell lasts all day. And it smells like peach Bellini, which, like, who hates that smell? Certainly not me. I really am a fan. The only thing I don't like though is that this seems definitely more like a summertime scent rather than like a wintertime scent, but like that's, I mean, I wore Sol de Janeiro literally every day last year and I never got any complaints. So this is definitely something that once I am out of this little sample, it is something that I will consider purchasing, because once I'm done with the Delectable, I know that like that was fun for what it was. Not to like hate on Delectable, because they are a great, you know, cruelty-free natural brand, and I highly recommend them for their hand creams because those hand creams are incredible. But like when it comes to their body care, it's just, for me, it's not my cup of tea. This is something that I could definitely see incorporating because again, it has, you know, natural hemp seed oil, so it is got that natural effect to it. Plus the smell alone is just great. If anything, just like pick this stuff up so you can smell it because it smells so good. Next two items that are my favorites this month, I don't physically have on me because they're camping up in my bathroom, and it's a 2-for-1 deal that I did not anticipate that I would like, which was the Sunday Riley Good Genes Lactic Acid Treatment as well as the Sunday Riley Tidal Brightening Enzyme Water Cream. Those were two products I received in my Birchbox and my Sephora Play respectively, and I tested out the Good Genes first, and the smell of it is awful. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it for you guys because it is absolutely terrible. It is something that like you put it on your face and just everything just smells funky and I hate it, but the results of it are so freaking good. If I use it on a consistent daily basis, my skin looks fantastic. Obviously I haven't been using it every day because I got a couple pop-up pimples throughout my face, but when I do use it every day, it does make a difference. Of course, you're going to be a little bit more sensitive when you're using a lactic acid treatment because, you know, it kind of exfoliates everything, so it's like leaving your skin pretty bare, so always be sure to use an SPF with it. But when I was using it with the Tidal Brightening Enzyme Cream, I noticed that my skin just looked healthier. My skin just looked brighter and everything about it just like made my skin look good. And the only problem that I have with it is that Sunday Riley is a bougie ass high-end makeup line, which like the Good Genes bottle is $100 alone for like a 1 ounce sample. But if it works, I'm definitely not going to hesitate twice. I want to still finish up the little sample that I have because a little does go a long way. And I want to see with using it consistently if I'm going to get consistent results. I have been obsessed with how my skin looks and feels. It just looks brighter and healthier and more glowing, which like, hey, who doesn't want that? But certainly for sure, that was something that I wasn't anticipating of liking because the smell is so bad. The Tidal cream isn't awful. It doesn't really have a smell, so it doesn't like mask anything up for the good genes, but it really works well. I have been very surprised with it, and I definitely could see myself purchasing that in the future. But that smell though, if they could just like take that smell out of it, it'd be the perfect product. But unfortunately we can't do that. So with that said, we kind of just have to battle through it, and for its smell, it certainly is worth the result. Like, the smell is awful, but it's worth the result. My intangible item for this month, as much as I have been belly aching and complaining about it, would be my new schedule that I've created for myself. So as I mentioned in the workout splits, that I basically overhauled my schedules to start going to the gym in the morning, because I felt as if I wasn't allotting myself enough time to get the things I wanted to get done in the evening. So a typical night for me would be I would work from 8:30 to 4:30, go to the gym about 4:45 till about maybe 6:30 some nights, and then by the time I would come home, eat dinner, it was about like 7:30. By the time I would shower, get situated, plan the day for tomorrow, and like so on and so forth, by the time I was getting like done with that stuff, it was like close to like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then I would have to try to do stuff for the blog, but I would also try to allot myself an hour before bed with no screen time, which is a lot harder than what you think it is. So like I really felt as if I was just like going, and I didn't have any downtime. And if I did have downtime, I felt stupid guilty about it, because it was like, you could be doing X, Y, and Z. So for that, it was kind of like, well, what if I, you know, take away the element of doing the gym in the evening, because that's when I spend time with my family and stuff, and just do it in the morning. Somebody who's been an early riser for the last, when did I graduate high school? Like for a long time. So like I've always been an early riser. I've always worked early morning shifts, say either 7 a.m., 6 a.m. Like I've always worked really early shifts. So waking up in the morning for me is not an issue. If I set an alarm, I'm pretty good on waking up on time. But you know, setting the alarm to go straight to the gym, and I noticed the results of like going straight to the gym, not eating, and just really, you know, hitting the ground running, so to speak. I noticed that it really did make a difference. I felt so much better. I was like setting up those little keystone habits, so that way I was, you know, achieving more, and instead of taking the elevator, I would take the stairs at work, and I really noticed a difference. So as much as I belly ached and bitched and complained about it, I really have to say I love my new schedule. I'm perpetually tired now, but I think it's just a part of my personality. And yeah, I've been really, you know, I've been not like bragging about the, oh, I go to the gym in the morning, but I've also low-key been doing that too. So it's kind of a weird relationship. I don't love it, because like I would obviously anybody would much rather sleep during the morning, but also it's like I get so much more done. And it's not even like I get more done, because like this seasonal depression has been kicking my ass. And I don't know about you guys, but if it has, let me know in the comments below how you're dealing with it, because I can't anymore. I'm just so tired. I don't want to do anything. Like filming this video was almost even a challenge. One of my favorites this month, so thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate it. If you like my videos, and if you like my content, and if you like me, feel free to subscribe by hitting the button down below and getting notified when I post new favorites, as well as when I post any other videos. Just go ahead and subscribe. October, I'm anticipating, will be a lot more fun, a lot more things to look forward to, especially with Gen Beauty, and then also Halloween, because who doesn't love Halloweeny and spooky time? I'm so excited for it, because I got some pretty cool things up my sleeve, at least I think I do, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm really excited because I love special effects makeup, and I am been getting inspired. So might see some recreations, you might see some tutorials, probably more recreations, but be sure to subscribe so that way you guys can see all of my spooky time season fun. And yeah, I will also be sure to link all my social media profiles down below too, as well as the website, and you guys can check that out at sarahlock.com, 2 H's, 2 K's. And yeah, I did that backwards, but I'm just so excited for spooky time. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, love you always, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.